Okay, so this is going to be a live video creating an automation that attempts to write lead magnets like this automatically based on inputs. That's going to be a YouTube video. So without further ado, let's get into it. First step we need to do is, of course, create our scenario. We're going to name it. Now we're going to create a Google Forms so we can capture our information. It is a little bit slow, no problem. Okay, so basically what we are doing in this step is creating a way for this information that someone fills in a form to be the starting point of our automation. Your email and what is the content you have. Okay, now what we do, we copied our webhook. We're gonna go here. If you don't have this, you will need to go here, get add-ons and write make for Google Forms. So we're gonna enable webhook, we're gonna save it. Okay, and now we're gonna test so that information goes. Let's run once, let's test. Now we wait for it to arrive. Okay, there we go. Okay, so basically what's gonna happen, we're gonna get information, which is what is the content that you have in order to turn into one of these. Because we cannot create one of these based on small inputs. It has to be minimum 10 pages worth of information so we can turn it into this. What I normally do is I write all of my information in a Google Doc before transferring over to this document. You're gonna see a video regarding this very soon, by the way. But for this use case, we're gonna use a YouTube video. And what we want to do based on that YouTube video is start prompting it. So I'm not gonna speak a lot during this prompting. I'm just gonna write what comes to mind. So let's start something like professional copywriter who are extremely skilled comes to strategizing long presentations based on information provided to you. Um, a way that makes logical sense. For this exercise, you'll be provided with information to synthesize a specific matter that you will need to synthesize in a specific way. I will instruct you. Job will be to turn off that raw content into organized slides with one idea per slide. In this large language model, you will only create the first half of the presentation. So 40 slides. Okay. So we gave you the role, we gave you the skills, the exercise. Okay. Each slide will have one idea per slide, one headline, 1 to 3 words, 1 to 3 words, and a 300 character explanation of the rule. Put here rule. Each slide will have one idea per slide, one headline, and 300 character explanation of that headline slash idea. Each slide needs to be valuable, relevant, and applicable. Applicable. Okay, now what do we have to do across all the presentation? Break the beliefs. So in this presentation, we will have to do a couple of things. Break their current set of beliefs. Define what they are already thinking regarding the subject, but have never heard such claritative definition. This is not good. Position yourself as an expert. I have never heard such clarity as a definition. The term defined with such clarity. Okay, think of your whole presentation as a group of dominoes. Yes. Each slide is a domino. The idea with each slide is validate slide they read before, and keep them interested enough to read the next slide, and so on, and so on. So, illustrate sixth grade language, avoiding at all times overused words, avoid bullet points, use transitions in order to make your presentation more readable. I forgot to relevant, readable, and applicable. This is a list of transitions you can use, and I'm going to get a list of transitions that I have. Okay, so this is for the system prompt. In the system prompt, what we are trying to do is provide the explanation or how to perform the task that we want it to perform. And systems prompt is basically where most of the value will come in. If you get systems prompt right, you're pretty much half the way there. Okay, so now we have to link this information. Okay, so this is the raw content you have in order to create the first half of this presentation with 4 slides in total. 80 slides in total. This step will only be 40 slides, so first half. Raw, now we're gonna use some identifiers so it's clearer. And we're going boom, 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 boom. And now we're gonna get what's the content that you have. Okay, and I want you to write in the first person. Okay, now based on this we can do a first try, and I'm gonna get, for example, a video of Serge Guittari. I'm gonna transcribe it. It can be this, for example. And we might need to add a step. Test. Let's see. Okay, for this one we don't have to add the step, but I'm gonna add it in a bit because there are limits to the I forgot to run it, my bad. Use existing data. There are limits to the amount of text that you can input on a Google form. So for example, if it was this 1 hour video would probably wouldn't work. So we will add a step in a bit, which is, we can do that right now. Forms. Is we're gonna add here what is the content that you have, and instead of text we'll do file upload. Okay, so this is that for them to paste in the Google Docs here. We could do an automation, and I can show you how that looks like. We could do an automation where it's just they input the video title and it does a transcription manually, but that would take a lot more time to run, let's say. And for testing purposes, because we're still in testing phase, I'm not going to do that, but that's an option that we have if we want to deploy this and ship this out. I can just show you, this is how you do the repurposing. So the transcription, let me show you here. A run. You get the full value because you wrote a video. You can see here, just paste the YouTube link. Then what this will do is take this link and pretty much transcribe it. I'm not gonna show you everything. This is done with Eden AI. Okay. No more getting distracted. Let's continue. Okay. Okay, now we're gonna do the same thing. Always remember to put the temperature at a low level. It's a mistake that I did a lot in my beginning stage. What we're gonna do now is we are going to do the same thing. You will only create the second half of the presentation, and we are gonna copy everything because I liked the input. Okay. So to create the second half of this presentation with 80 slides in total, this step will only be the final 40 watt slides. Continue where left off. This is very important because if you don't put, when you are doing, for example, I have one build. Let's run it while I explain this to you in a second. We'll try to make the most out of your time. Okay. And you can see, fuck, and I forgot this. I have one build. Does my Miro work? Yeah. Have one build. It's reconnecting. Come on. I'll explain to you on Python. Pretty much you have one problem with Claude AI, which Claude is the best one for GPT for copywriting purposes. And let's put this like 3. But Claude has a 4000, and it's so weird. No. The fuck? Has a 4000 output limit, meaning it cannot generate an output. So one of these large language models can never generate an output longer than 4000 words. And in outputs that, for example, one of my clients, we built him a long form YouTube script writing bot, and it needed to be 9000 words, the final output. So what we had to do is we had to separate, instead of doing it all in one large language model, we divided it by 3 large language models. So for example, this first one would build the introduction and the first arguments. This would build the next 4 arguments, and this would the final arguments plus the CTA, and each of these would be 3k outputs. But one mistake I made was that I couldn't get it to like flow from this to this naturally, because it's a different large language model, and this was the fix. So you gotta mention continue where large language model 1 finished. It's just a little bit of value for you. Like you see, it starts with slide 11. Starts with slide 11 and it's not following. Okay. So let's try to do this. In this large language, you are meant to write from slide 40 to slide 80. Let's run it again. We can get, for example, a new video. For example, this wouldn't work because it's very big, but we will get to it. I want to try with an 11-minute video, see if it has enough context to do the full presentation. So let's see. So the first large language model, we got it to work already. The output was very good, and I'm going to show you in a bit. I saw that the output was good, but I'm going to show you in a bit. Also, I'm going to leave this form down in the description in case you want to test it. But yeah, let's see how the second one looks, because we still got a few steps. If I were to do this on my own, so for internal use, this would be enough. So the webhook and the 2 large language models, because I'm only concerned about the output that it generates, nothing else. Okay, you're created. Okay, so I gotta add API. 1 second. Okay, so I added credits to it. Let's see if it works now, because it sometimes takes a bit to update the credits internally. So let's test it again. I'm not gonna cut this. Of course, I cut the part where I was completing the payment. I could have not cut the payment, cut that part where I was doing the payment, because it could have been helpful for you. Actually, I can show you how you do it. So you come here, mine is Claude, so console.anthropic settings, you add funds, and there it is. Here you can, it's important for you to know your usage tier, because you will have daily limits based on your tier. You can see I'm tier 4, but I had to put a lot of money here to get to tier 4, and now pretty much I can use it unlimited as long as I have capital in my bank balance. But even if you have capital, but if you are on tier 1, you won't be able to due to rate per minute limits. So number 1 is working, so this means second one will work, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I don't want to cut this. I could cut the time that it takes the large language models to generate, but the point of this video is to show you the live process of building one of these. And unfortunately, I cannot cut in real life when I'm building one of these. I can only wait and process my thoughts. Okay, very nice. So we got number 1, let's see. Okay, slide 1, slide 40. We'll read all of this in a bit. And I see some changes we need to make. So let's get a notepad, a sticky notes. So on large language 1, we need to add an intro. We need to make sure all slides have 300 characters. Okay. Now, how about the second one? Okay, let's see how this one finished. So the reason is simple. When you solve your client's core issues, okay, so it's using a lot of transitions. It's abusing transitions. And by the way, this is what people don't do. So everyone that you see, no disrespect to them, but everyone that you see here building these types of AI models, they'll show you this. I'm going to show you what they do before I fix all of this. But yeah, let me continue watching this. Okay, yeah, so I'm going to remove transitions. I'm going to remove one at a time. I'm only going to remove in large language model 2 so I can see the difference from 1 to 2. And now here I'm gonna put this here. It's very important. You can only make one change at a time so you can see if the change that you did worked or not. We're gonna call this lead magnet fill in the blank. This is gonna be for the intro that we still have not created. It's gonna be 1, and this is gonna be 2. And now we're gonna create a Google Docs. Exactly. So yeah, what most people do is they show you this, which is just you can generate a bunch of text, doesn't matter if it's good or not, and they'll show you this is how you can build an automation that does this, but then none of them use it because it's not good. Lead magnet for here it's gonna be name. One way you can know for sure if someone knows what they are doing regarding copywriting and AI, keep in mind copywriting and AI, not automations and AI, is does the individual, there are a couple of ones that you can see. Does the individual use OpenAI or Claude? Does the text that is provided contain emojis or does it not contain emojis? Because we want to make this non-detectable for AI. We don't want our clients that see this output to know, yeah, this was written by AI. And you can show here, do you think this was written by AI? I can show you, not in this video, but I'll do an exposed video, let's say. But number two is the emoji. Number three is you are always looking for words like unlock, transform, streamline, revolutionize, discover, things of this nature, which is this is not the best part. This is X doesn't work. Y does. All of this is all AI. And yes, we want to use AI to assist us in creating the outputs, but we don't want our clients nor our prospects to realize that it was written by AI. Okay. For now, let's do this. And let's continue. Let's get. For example, you see this 12-hour video, we could probably turn this, if we build this the right way, which is like 10 models, 10 modules maybe of this, we could probably turn this into like 500, and this one into 500. For example, let's try this one. 500 slides presentation. I don't know if this one will work, because it might be a bit too long. Yeah, you see, your response is too large. So let's do this one. Okay. What is your name? Andre. Okay. So this is going to be the next step that we want to do, is create our fill in the blank document. As you can see, this is not clear. I will do it after this. So we can send our outputs to the Google Doc. So things we have to do so far, because we've took care of the hardest part, which is how to create, how to get the output, the desired output that we want. Now we have to make the automation work. So we gotta create the introduction still. We gotta format the doc properly. We have to share the link to the document. We have to send the document via email, and allow Google Docs to be uploaded as an input on the Google form. I've shared this process a couple of times in my channel so far, but my goal with this, because one thing I've never shared is the prompts that get the desired output, and that is my intention with this video, and also to show you live everything that goes into building one of these. Of course, this won't be finalized in this video because I won't make it more than 1 hour, but we will get pretty close. As you can see, let's calculate the usage as well, so I can give you a good tip on how to calculate the usage. So you come here, you can see here this input token is 535 characters, which is very small. Did this receive? Did I paste the YouTube link? Yeah, I don't think this will work. Yeah, this one didn't work. Why? Because I filled, instead of the transcript, I put a YouTube video. So this didn't get information. But I wanted to show you the difference in usage here. So you can see in the first one, the input tokens is 535. The output token is 3000. Here, the output token is the same, but the input token is 3000 3000 tokens more. Why? Because here it's reading text number 1 before giving the output. Okay, so this one won't work because we didn't copy this. Now it should work. There we go. But we're gonna calculate this. I'm gonna continue showing while this runs how to calculate this, because these are all the little steps that I think about whenever the automation is running. So thinking of what I still need to do, calculating the costs. So now you'd come here, plot 3 sonnet price, and you would get, for example, this one, because the internet is a beautiful place. Can you calculate how much this one cost? So it now gonna multiply, add both input tokens, multiply it by 3 or 0.03. It's gonna do the same for output tokens. Okay, so 11 cents for this automation to run. This is important for you to know, because for example, if I now leave the link in my YouTube channel, which I will do for you guys to test this out, I will have to pay 11 cents for each usage that each one of you makes. So if you're running this at scale, it's important for you to know the cost. For example, so 11 for every 100 individuals that run this, I'm going to be charged 11 euros, which is a price I'm comfortable paying. Okay, so now I want to show you the final document. Not the final document, because you still have changes to make. Yeah. Okay. So it would be, let's read a bit of it. So I've intentionally avoided jumping on the AI bandwagon prematurely. Many who rush into new trends are simply seeking a get-rich-quick scheme without understanding the depth required. As a second mover, I've waited for substantial proof and data. The reason I'm finally addressing is that I now have insane levels of data to share with you. This data comes from our partners' successful case studies, providing undeniable evidence. You can see each one of these as a headline. So selling infrastructures, standout case study, okay. Okay, so it's still, see how this is weird? Where did we remove transitions? In the first one or in the second one? Ah, here. You see? Because I bet you on the last ones, okay. I don't like these second inputs, outputs. I like this one, but then it's always starts with do this, do this. Okay. Okay, so what if I put don't start your explanations with verbs? Okay. Where is the sixth? Yes. Okay. Okay, so before we run this, let's create an introduction. You are a professional copywriter. You are particularly skilled at writing 500 words, not even 250 words introductions for long presentations that you are writing introduction for is over 1 hour. So you must clearly address what you're gonna cover, the stakes in play, and what what they will learn with it, and what will they lose if they skip the introduction. In order to do so, I don't want you to use expensive and hype words. I want you to provide straight value and use very simplistic, use very simple and clear words. Clarity equals greater than hype slash scarcity in this case. So now we're gonna go here. This is the presentation you are writing the introduction for. Write at the sixth grade level of volume using hype words and overly used sales jargon. This is so that we avoid the discovers, the uncovers, and all of those. Let's use the same one. As you can see, lead magnet for my name comes here because this is done here on the Google Doc. Okay. It's gonna take a bit. So we added the introduction. Kind of. We'll see now. We've removed the transitions. This is done. This is still not done. While we wait, I'm gonna do some. I mean, while we wait, I can create this. So, hey, my name is Adrian Faggot. Get back to fun. I'm gonna link my website here. I'm the one who created this presentation for you. This will only take you 85% of the way there. You still have to format it properly and edit it. Nonetheless, I hope this can help you out. Now we're gonna go into like this. Nope. Okay. Nope. One more. Okay, now we're gonna turn this into very Meriwether. Okay, so there's error here, also here. You can see it caught this halfway. We forgot to add the intro here. Okay. So although we created the intro and we'll now be able to see the intro, we forgot to add it here. Okay, now I'm gonna show you a tip. which is we don't want the output to start as here is a 250 word introduction. So the way you fix this is as the output only give me the introduction, nothing else. And this should fix it. So did we add this here? We did. Nice. Okay, and let me write here for me to embed a video explanation on the Google form. So here I'll want, what I usually do is I embed a video here explaining anyone how to use the tool. And now we're gonna go to Google Drive. We're gonna get a share link, but I just want to see one thing. Let's see what this does. Okay. Okay. Let me just pause it so I can send a message to one of my. Okay, I sent it. Let's continue with what we were doing. So this is, I'm gonna get a share link, and what this will pretty much do, this step here, is if it was for internal use, this would be enough. But I want to make this automatic in the sense that if you watching this video go to this link and fill it, I want you to have access to the document that will arrive in your email address. So the way I do it is like this. So get a share link, the document, the file ID is the document that was created, and the email address to give access is the email address that we put in the form. If you notice up until this point, let me take this off. Yeah, my hair is looking fresh. Good shit. Up until this point, we haven't used this input. So what is your email? But this is why I built this input in, because I knew this was gonna be a step. And now we can Gmail, can send an email, and I'll have to get something here. Subject can be lead magnet form. Okay, and I'm gonna build this as a simple solution. Here I need to get something which is, let me go here, because I'm going to be frank with you, I do not know how to, instead of just sending the link, I don't want to appear the full link. I want to appear here is the link and then the link hyperlinked into it. And I do not know how to do it, but I have here my developer, two of my developers actually built this feature for me, so a hyperlink in the link. So I gotta make use of my money. I will come here and I will get that detail. And no, it's not here, it's in the send an email. Okay, so this is what we are looking for. Okay, so hey, this is, here is your document with the information, and we're gonna remove this share link, and here click here to get access. Best Andre vendor, and let me add some of this. Okay, now we're gonna put it live and we will try everything. Andre, my email, and the content that I have. So it's where are we? Submit. We're gonna remove this because we didn't change anything. We no longer need this. This is good. I mean, I can put a picture of me here, maybe. Okay, so introduction is done. So this is done. This is done. This is done. This is done. Now there's something I could do, which is, and this is not very easy, so I'm not gonna do it for this video, which is basically, you see here, slide 1 headline. Ideally, it would come like this. If when you get this document you see it like this, is because I did it. It's not very easy, and I can make a video showing you how to do it because I struggled a lot with it. But for this one, I won't do it for simplicity purposes because we are almost at the 1 hour mark, and like I told you, I don't want to go over the 1 hour mark because I have a meeting that I need to get prepared for. Okay, I'm not liking this a lot. Okay, where does this start to go wrong? What does it do in the second one? Rule. Rule. Okay, so we still got a couple of things to fix. Before we do this, the reason this failed because we need to add a sleep to this, which can be 20 seconds, should be enough. So this will basically give time for the Google Doc to be created. Okay, let me. Yeah, I don't like this. I don't like this, so I'm just gonna remove one of these, and instead of making an 80-page document, I'm just gonna make a 40-page document. To create this presentation, you will create a full presentation with 40 slides. I mean, this happens a lot of times when you get to the close to the end, and you're like, okay, this won't work like this. And if I can give you an advice, it would be to detach yourself from the work. Don't get emotional about it. Yes, I spent a lot of time doing it, but if it doesn't work, if it doesn't serve my purpose, you gotta be able to let it go, because that's what professionals do. And if you are in this channel, I know you are a professional, whoever I'm speaking with. Okay, so this is running in the background. While we're at it, I want to get your attention while we let this run. because it's now 11:11 if you can see in the bottom screen. If you want me to break down these numbers, oops. Yes. Okay, what the fuck is going on? Okay. No, give me red. 5 plus 6 is 11. This equals 8. And these are double ones. Let's call it that. So it's a very good number. I want to keep this screenshot while this runs. Yeah. Save it here. Okay. See if this is running. So where did I create? I don't think I added this to any. I didn't add this to any folder. So uncategorized maybe. Is this it? Surely I gave it a name, no? I think I gave it a name right at the beginning. See if this is it. Okay, I think this is it because this one failed. Is this it? Yes, this is it. Okay, so okay, let's run once. Okay, let me give it. Okay. So as you can see, this is legit the raw process. Nothing fancy about it. No fancy calling the AI on the phone and being like, yes, I need you to do this. Please, can you give him permission to do this? No, it's just you sitting on a screen, prompting a couple of applications around, making shit work. This doesn't look very complex, and it's not very complex because all of the value is in one, me knowing what I wanted to build, which is something to assist me in this. Although I write all of this manually, but I want to get one of my writers to start building, and this will help him out. And I kind of knew what the prompts were because I've been spending the last 3 weeks, 4 weeks just writing these docs every morning, and I know how to prompt because I've prompted a lot in my life. Okay, so now let's see. This should be 1 to 40, right? This is the introduction. And as you can see, it no longer has the here are the 280 words. But now what I'm going to go through this is I'm going to look at the words I don't like, and I'm going to create a prompt which is avoid words like unlock, transforming, game changing, discover. I like the second part, embrace. I don't like embrace. And I want to make this shorter. The output should be 100 words max. 120. Let's do 111. 111. And now we're gonna go here. Now we're gonna go here. And again, it didn't create the drive. Why not? Oh, I understood. Okay. Let me show you why. This Google is with my email. This here, I'm not gonna show his email. Oops, did show. No, is it with mine? No. Okay, yeah, it's with mine. Okay. Basically two different emails, and therefore he didn't recognize the Google Doc. But hey, this is part of the game. Maybe we don't need the sleep after all. But let's run it again. Delete all data. Yes. So now you guys can use this because it's live. And we'll try it one last time. I mean, I don't know if it's gonna be the last time. I hope so. But you never know. Let me explain what this tool here means. Okay, I should have pressed it so we could see lifetime. But let me save it. What this tool, this sleep means, it's whenever this step is done, it will wait 20 seconds until it moves on to the next step. I think, okay, why do we want it? Because there sometimes can be a delay from the time the Google Doc is created, because this step is created, the document, and by the time the Google Drive recognizes it. So we don't want it to fail because it moved on to this step, but it still didn't recognize it, because this is immediately, as soon as this is created, it goes on to this one. So if we add a 20-second sleeper, a 10-second sleeper, basically, okay, after the Google Doc is created, wait a bit, wait for 10 seconds, 20 seconds, then go check the Google Drive to get that link. Okay? That's what this is. Okay, let's see if it is running at this moment. I should have added it. It's this one. And we should see here something like scenario is running. Oh, always. Okay, let me check my email. Okay, there we have. Okay. Okay, it also sent from the wrong email. Okay, so I gotta be careful in the next builds. But, so hey, here's your document with the information. And we would click here, we would get access. Let's see how this looks. Only 10 slides. Why only 10 slides? Okay, why only 10 slides if the output was 40 slides? Let's try it again, because this does not make sense. I've never got this error in my life. And I spoke about how I didn't want it to go 1 hour over, but the job is still not finished, and we need to finish the job. Okay, let's try to understand what is happening here. Hmm. Good thing about this AI, which is something that I will talk in a later video, so the difference between an employee and an AI, that I only have to get this right once. Once it's right, it will work. Yeah, it's only giving me 10 slides. Why? Okay, so this won't work. you are meant to write me 40 slides in total based. Let's try a different video. Let's try the same video. I know I forgot an E in my name, but I'm not concerned with that. Let's make this work. I mean, I can show you again. I'm looking at the time. I have a meeting in a bit. In exactly 38 minutes from now. But it's now 11:22. It's a bit of numerology for me. Nothing fancy. Good. 20. Why 20? Because if I'm. Because I didn't change anything in the first one. Right. And this one. Okay, this one also gave us 10. Why? Okay, so let me do a couple of things. Let me change this. One very important thing you need to do is figure is before providing me with your output, figuring out how we can compress all of this text into 40 slides, keeping in mind the rule that each slide has one idea and one idea only. Did I write 10 slides anywhere? I didn't. Okay, it might be because of the video, the size of the video. So if it still doesn't work, we're gonna test with another video. And in order to do so, I'm gonna go into forms, not this one. Oops, technical difficulties. This one, responses. Okay, so forgot 14 responses into sheets. Yes, I need to put here, yeah, okay, lead magnet. Let me put some theme as well. Let's go with the green. Okay. And I can use this one if it doesn't work. Let's see. Let's see general. There we go. What change did we make? Okay. You see, like I had no idea what the change was. Done. But I figured it out. Because, yeah, I cannot teach you that. Legitimately. I cannot teach you that. But, okay. You would come here. This is if you sign up, if you go on to the link below, this is what will happen. You'll get this. Okay, so here, for example, I mean, I'm not gonna hide anything. I'm literally gonna show you everything that I'm doing. If you want us to build your solution like this, oh my god. I admit I'm not the greatest at formatting documents. Now we're gonna get one time build. Let me do this here so you don't see it. You just need to see the link. This is the link. Let me see. Nope. Okay, we got the link. Put it here. We're gonna highlight it a bit. Okay. Technically, I'd like to remove this. Okay. Now I'll have to embed a video here explaining someone who opts into this how to use it. But of course, another mistake. But of course, I cannot do it right now because I cannot record two videos at the same time, at least not that I know of. Okay, so we gotta do the same here so it doesn't start with the here are the. Only give me the headlines plus. Only give me the headlines plus explanation, nothing else. And this should be it. Now there are a bunch of changes I can make to this. So I can make it so that different inputs are accepted by the system. I can format this document better. I can write better copy. Let's remove this. I can put this in bold, also this. I remove this. I can space this out. I can do a bunch of things, but I think that for what I wanted to show you in this video, this is good enough. So this literally was a lot of value. What I'd recommend you is to try this out and maybe try to build one for yourself because you can literally, I showed you everything, legit. I showed you the webhook, I showed you the prompts, I showed you this. So there is no reason why you shouldn't be able to create one of these for yourself if you need it. So yeah, without further ado, thank you for watching. Leave a like if you found this helpful, and I'll see you next time.